Cool, you can send them in.
Awesome.
Guys, welcome to live
morning,
trading.
morning.
You are looking you're looking at the BTC 4-hour while you climbing in here. Just another boring pump and rejection at another boring resistance zone for BTC. The games are still happening. But we have seen some alts waking up, and we've got alts pushing now. Some alts pushing into resistance zones. We've got some alts breaking resistance zone. Look at DOT on your charts. DOT is blowing through a resistance area. Could be a fake out. We're going to pick that up now. But there seems to be some life in these alts at the moment. Let's just finish talking about where we are with BTC. And then I think we're just going to jump straight into these alts because we're sitting at these areas now, and I think we need to address them urgently. So just to cover BTC one more time, we had that dip this morning, perfect into a 618 fib. This fib has been here since we had this low over here, and we had this high on Wednesday, 23rd of August. So we had that low, we pulled the fib, guys. We just pull the fib from low to high, and we try and get our areas. Then we see we've got horizontal areas that we like. We identify these areas over there. We can pull a fib that gives us extra strength to these areas. So you can see how we knew we were going to get a reaction, or at least something was going to happen in these zones. 618, we had the beautiful bounce this morning. So we were dropping into it, nice little bounce, push up, and once again, a rejection. We're playing this 2% zone, and BTC is just playing with these alts. Every time BTC goes 2%, these alts are all over the place, all very confused right now. And we were just saying before we went live, we've got lots of alts sitting at resistance, which are looking shorty, and then we've got others breaking trends. So things are very confusing at the moment, but we're going to try and make the most of it. Here's DOT at the moment. So this is the DOT 4-hour chart, guys. Decent break of this resistance zone. Dave, is this one of our fake outs? Is this one of our SFPs here? Is this a short opportunity for us? Or are we going to wait for the support now and try and long this thing?
I think with the strength that it's showing right now, that might turn into some support here. We're just going to wait a little bit longer for the reaction.
Okay, so let's see how we go here, guys. So don't pull any triggers just yet, but 4.5 is an area for me I want to watch. If we start developing some kind of support here, things are going to get interesting on DOT. If we zoom out on the 12-hour, you can see why I'm starting to like the look of DOT at the moment. This is just a tiny move that we're looking for from DOT. If we get the support bounce and we get this move to trend, and we actually break this trend, then things are really going to start getting spicy here. So yeah, one step at a time. We're watching this area now. We want to see support at around 4.5. So it could be a nice one. So keep it on your list now this afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like a head and shoulders too at the bottom there.
Yes, very nice. Okay, so nice one, Dave. Okay, so we got potentially that happening too, which is sometimes quite a bullish pattern. So let's keep our eyes on 4.5. Might be a long opportunity here. Then I had a few alts that I wanted to show you quickly before we get too deep into things. We've got Uni potentially breaking trend. This is the Uni 4-hour. So what we want to see here, we want to see Uni now break this area and develop support on this old resistance zone. So that could be an opportunity for us now to get along on Uni. You can see there's a 618 rejection currently, which is the first thing we always look for. Once we break those trends, we look for the rejection first, and then we see where we can pick it up the next long. Okay, so we've got that rejection. We want to see a retest now, and we want to see this move higher if we bullish, obviously. The bears are shorting these type of reactions at these fibs. Okay, the next one breaking trend, AVAX. Interesting. AVAX is coming alive. They had their token unlock. They bled into this token unlock. I mean, how bad? We were watching this AVAX for a couple of weeks, just dripping down. Now things may be looking a bit more energetic for AVAX. So let's see how this plays out. Let's just pull a fib here quickly, guys. I just want to see some reaction zones. So this is an interesting zone for AVAX up here. We've got to check this area out. So expect some kind of fight when we get up there. And I want to see this area hold now. I want this to support to hold. So there could be a sneaky long here right now, with support under 10.15 if you want to run something very tight. If you're running a sort of a spot type situation or very low lev, and you feel that the market is now turning and the alts might have their chance to breathe a little bit over the next few days, you can take a deeper stop in a situation like this. So let's look at this 12-hour. And we've got lows sort of in. Oh, now, so we had these lows develop after this token unlock, which is interesting. So 9.9, 9.7 are areas to note. Okay, areas of interest for support and lows, obviously, for AVAX. So I'm watching AVAX closely now. AVAX and DOT, for some reason, looking decent. What other layer ones do we have out there, guys, that we could look at? Solana.
Included
That's a little
Solana.
bit. Okay, we're going to pull up Sol now.
Yeah,
Here's
it's right under
File, another
618
example.
support. Yeah.
Another Dino coin, File.
Yep. 1
hour. It's slowly
Yep.
crept up. I mean, sometimes we don't watch File, you know, it does its own thing very quietly, but it's had a little 5.5% move up, pushing onto this trend. But right now, we need to consider this a resistance zone. So we want to see it break up. We want to see support develop here in this area. And then we can start looking for a move higher on File. Let's look where some fibs are. Okay, we got a 618 right here. So this is quite a big area for File, in my opinion. I think, guys, if we break this, it's a 618. We're cracking the 618. And if that 618 turns into support, it might be nice for File. File's been very quiet. You can see it slowly bled out. I mean, I always track File on the Discord. Still, sometimes it surprises us. Sometimes it will give us these mega sized moves. I mean, look at this. Look at these candles that you can get out of File. You get these moves from the low, 120%. There's another one there, 89%. So it might be due for a pump at some point. So that's why I always like to watch it. It sort of feels like one of these tokens you can rely on. When things turn bullish, occasionally you can get a nice move out of it. So I keep watching File, so track the trend on File. And then support for me, just zoom in again. So support is this low here at 3.2. Next area would be the wick retest. So if things really turn south for BTC and we go sub 24, I mean, I'd say we're looking at this, hey guys, around about 3. So yeah, so right now, what are we seeing? We're seeing trend pressure. We're seeing fib pressure. The market's looking hungry. We've got DOT popping through. We need to keep track on that. So potentially still bearish areas, right? We can be bears in these resistance lines. Look at this ADA. I want to show you guys this situation. We've lost this trend on ADA, and if we flip it over, would we be long there?
Yes.
So it's definitely something to watch. You know, this is a trend break and a retest. So we're on the support area. So for the bulls, if this was a long scenario, this is your areas of support you'd be watching. So let's flip it back. Okay, and then that would be a potential stop area. So this could be a potential short building here for us for ADA. So let's see how we go. It's a nice area. It's pushing back into trend. So we just got to see how we go here. We want to see what happens at this wick there. If we don't make that high, I think we're going to come back down. And then we can look for longs again down here. Chris, you were trading Gala. Are you in
Yes,
Gala?
I'm in
Let's
Gala
take a
at the
look at-
moment.
What was your trigger there? I see we had a nice 618 bounce on Gala.
I got in on the 618 bounce, and then I doubled up on the entry when we closed above the trend line. So yeah, and then
What time frame are you on there?
I'm on the 1 hour.
Okay,
Yeah,
so nice. Look here.
basically just
So you can see
yeah.
these. It's coming alive. This is what we were looking for on AVAX. We're looking for that type of move. Gala's coming alive, running into resistance now. So let's not get too excited, but We need to just watch these areas step by step. But yeah, well done on that entry, guys. So you know how much we love a 618 here in these live trading sessions. And look at that, perfect. Hey, the little double bottom in the 618 on the 1 hour. How nice was that?
Thank you.
Okay, great one.
No,
Let's watch this.
So I was
zone on
I was
Gala.
trying to unmute there while you were on, sorry, while you were on Ada. I was just looking during our show today. There were a lot of people writing in the comments that there was big news coming in the next day or so. So I don't know if anyone in the chat here has
Okay.
picked up on that.
Yeah, guys, let us know. We don't want to get rinsed on an AVAX trade and some news comes out and
No, not AVAX,
short
Ada,
or
Ada,
something.
Ada, Ada.
I mean,
Ada, Ada.
88. Yeah, 88.
Yeah. No, so in other words, long.
And there's bullish divergence on the weekly there. How's it, everybody?
So Jay, talk to me. There's bullish divergence on the weekly on ADA. I'm assuming it's on a lot of these alts, eh? A lot of
Absolutely.
these guys.
And we understand that the weekly is very hard time frame and could take a bit of time to play out.
Okay, so we just need to be patient. We did say earlier today we weren't ready to be giga long yet because we were waiting for this extra dip on the 4 hour on these stocks. So I don't want to get too worked up and too excited. I think, you know, earlier today, Jay and I were saying we are looking for shorts on any strength. Are we still looking at that, Jay?
So below 26,300, a rejection there, absolutely. A reclaim of 26,300 as support, it's definitely a long area.
Okay. So our same story, you know, they did it to us once the other day. They gave us that break. We went giga long here on this support. Well, I did, looking for this next move. So we're going to assume the same thing. If they give us this break again, we're going to do that again, Jay.
Yeah.
We're going to buy the support here.
Yeah.
That's the idea. These support buys are tried and tested. Sometimes they fail, obviously. But if you get this break and you get the retest, that's normally the time where you get to load up. So we're going to carry on with that system. Okay, so renders now in our short zone, Jay, 1.4. This is what we were talking about earlier. The reason we like it is because we pumped back into this old resistance now. So you saw on the weekend, for those of you that watched the trading on the weekend, this was such a nice little bounce zone here, the 786 trend and horizontal. We got the bounce. It was a 2%. Unfortunately, we were looking for bigger things there. 618 rejection, lost support. Now we're rejecting at this area, which is now a key resistance zone. And the reason it is we've got this horizontal here. You can see the reactions here in this area. So it is an area to watch. So if BTC doesn't break these levels now and starts just drifting back down, we could see some of these alts reversing from these zones.
Yeah, so I'm looking at particularly that previous support line, which is now acting as resistance. Plus, we've got a Lux Algo order block on the 15 minutes, a bit higher there, about 142. So on the 15 minute.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up now. And do we have anything? Oh, there's also something here on the hour. Yeah, so renders in for a fight if it breaks through here. We can see there's trouble brewing up here. This is the trend as well. So this could be, yeah, if you're bearish, this could be an area. You know, we can start shorting these green candles into this trend and start looking for that move lower. The indicators printed a bullish plus. I'd love Simon's comments. Is he here? He's not around yet today, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he's still
Okay, so
sorting
eyes on render. Let's watch this high here. Might get a double top and then an opportunity over there as well. Okay, how's Dot? Okay, so Dot's pulling back, guys. We had this big push from Dot. I think it must have been a squeeze. Let's zoom in here. Okay, it's not over yet. Let's keep our eyes on Dot here. Then I've got Aave for you. It's been quietly doing its thing. I mean, we had this big dump from BTC today. Things were melting down, and Aave was just holding fort here on the 786. It flinched, but it wasn't serious. And now it's had a very strong bounce off the 786. So if you didn't get that 786 move that we spoke about, now we need to wait for this trend break, and we need to wait for support to develop, because if we zoom in now, this move has already now taken place. Let's see what size move we've had. Okay, it's already 3.7% from that 786 fib. So now we want to see it push through. We want to see support develop. This will ideally be a 382 from the top. So we'll see where that high is, and that would be a bullish sort of move for Aave. But right now we are at resistance, so this is not a long here yet. Okay, the long is down here where we were earlier today. Let's take a look at SUI. So Craig and I like the look of SUI earlier today.
Yeah, I just took a SUI long now.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
Craig is long SUI.
so, yeah.
What was your entry there, Craig?
No, I just took it literally now, 54233.
Okay, 54233 is Craig's entry.
I'm breaking one of my rules just for you, Dill. Like, don't worry about my fibs not on the bottom. Just
well, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the blur trade now. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's look at the size of the stop. A big stop, a breathable stop is 2.3%, 2.6%, and we're looking for a move to trend and horizontal. So we'd look for that. That would make sense. Let's see. Take the high to the low with some fibs. Look at that nice 618 there. So if we can get through, here, that could be a nice target. And then you'll have a trend coming through that you can put in place, and then just track this trend. Okay. Okay, nice one, Craig.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be my gut is, well, you know, that and blur, but I just missed blur this morning. So
yeah, well, let's talk about the blur one, because that's a good one. This is a great example of a support buy, guys. So Craig and I were talking about blur earlier today. This is the 1 hour. So just like I was speaking about that BTC situation, we're waiting for the push up. We're going to buy that support. The same thing happened with blur today. The buy opportunity came, it broke up, pulled back. It was just a standard support buy, which was here. And now it's pushed up, and it looks like it's breaking out of its flag. I see it's had a go already once up there. That would have been a nice trade.
But it's just woken up from the dead. That's what I like about this coin. It literally is woken up from the dead.
But this is what's interesting to me. These alts are now things are starting to happen here. So it's almost like they're tired of just selling these things out. We could be getting some action. But this is a massive range for blur. So it's nice to see it breaking up into that area. This is going to be a problem here. There's a lot of work to do there. But I like the support line. Let's see how big it's a big move. Yeah, 7%. It's nice. Very nice.
Things bled.
And I mean, yeah. This is bad, huh? This is very bad. If we even just take a fib from up here, from this move there, there's a 618 there as well. I mean, look how nicely these things tie in, guys. You can see when it rejects. Now we've got a 618 there as well, so we know why it's so strong. Okay, so when blur gets back up there, potential short opportunity. Look for the fake out there. Okay. Let's look at DYDX. DYDX, we had the 200-day MA rejection. We were waiting for this one. It happened in my sleep. Dave, did you get this one? I know you were eyeing this one out.
No, I was waiting for it to, I had an alert set for if it reached the moving average there.
So I had an alert here on Discord, and I see it missed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't quite hit the target. I mean, it's pinged this 200-day 2.25, but my alarm was higher, so we could have maybe moved it a bit lower. Right, so DYDX, there's no long, there's no short where it is right now. I think it's time to now be patient and see where it lands. This 382 is my preferred zone, and then we've got the 618 lower down. So just let things play out a little bit. There's time on this one. And then if things get sort of super bullish, you're going to have very nice support here. So you can let it break, let it pull back. This will be such a nice support buy for a long there. This will be really nice. This 2.26. There goes dot. Okay. Let's see dot on smaller time frames. Not out of the woods yet. Let's watch it. Okay, near is now pushing up. Double top so far for near at resistance. So what I was saying with near on the Discord is this is a resistance area. So if it rejects, we need to track this trend. So the idea is you track the trend down to these levels, and you can play the trend once it breaks. So wherever that might be, those are your areas where you can play the trend. So let's keep our eyes on near now. I like the support, 1.18. Looks like it's going to be support here now. So this could be a nice one. What do you guys think of this?
I think it's nice, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, mark this as support, 1.18. Let's see how it holds here. Okay, LPT. Dave and I caught this short last night, 7.87. So we got this move. It was a fake out. Look at this. It was a fake out through that 618. And I think if we zoom in, there was a double top situation here. Yeah, there. So you can see this situation develop here. And then that gives you that trigger. And now if we look at LPT, it's losing this rising trend. So, I mean, we could have some more downside here. I wouldn't say this is an entry now for another short yet. But if it starts melting down, I'm looking at the 618 here for a long 6.45, this region. And the reason I like this area is because we got this trend coming up from the 5th of August. Okay, so that could be a really nice bounce zone, a nice long area. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the stuff I've got in front of me. XRP watching a trend. CAS watching a trend. ADA watching this area. Did we get any fundamentals there, Craig?
Didn't see anything. I just obviously no one
Okay,
here,
I'm keen
but
to hear.
I'll try and look on the Twitter quickly and see what's going on.
Okay, so Rune trend pressure, file trend pressure. This is still a rejection zone for file. Okay, this is still a potential short here for file.
There was actually a good video by Altcoin Daily this morning on ADA. And I have to say, because I was kind of becoming very much against it, as you would have heard my comments over the last week, I was very much against it. And then I watched the video and I thought, hey, maybe there's actually something here. Yeah, so.
They're reviving the Dino coins. They're tricking us again.
No, he had actually a lot of sense to make. I have to say, I was quite pleasantly surprised.
I mean, when we last heard about ADA, they couldn't even put anything on it. They were trying to release some kind of DeFi or something, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Something going on. Yeah. Okay, Bruce, I'm dying to hear what's going on with Tomo and what happened at the 200-day. What are we doing next? And if you want to take us through Solana, please.
Sure. I'm glad to do it. One sec. I'll start with Sol. And share screen. Solana. Solana, I'm looking at on higher time frame. Hang on a sec. In a nutshell, Solana, after pumping for a little bit, came down and has found really solid support right at this 1998 level. And it's been hovering in and out of the 200-day moving average. One of the things I noticed is that if you draw a fib from the bottom of this June 9th low to the last high, it's exactly at the 618, and it's been holding that rock solid. So what I'm looking for is possible break of this local trend line, that small one right there, take a small entry. But what I'm really looking for is then build a position so that when it breaks this trend line right there, the big one right there, and pops back above the 200-day moving average, to be in a position to capitalize on a decent move. So if it just noodles around in here, get an entry, breaks, retests, that should be a pretty healthy move, assuming Bitcoin decides to go north instead of south. So this is a position that might take a couple of days or even a week to build or to develop, but definitely keeping my eye on that, because most of the positions that we've been in the last, God, forever now, you're in and you're out in a matter of hours or days or whatever, just because trends are not lasting long. So to find a position that might last more than 15 seconds is it's kind of exciting, which is why I like that setup.
So the way these stocks are playing out, I'm keen to hear what Jay has to say about this too. But like the way these stocks are playing out, it feels like it's premature now to get a proper break. So I'm trying not to get too excited here, Jay. I feel like we need these stocks to roll a bit more and actually give us another flush out.
Yeah, which is why I'm waiting, right? And just keeping my eye on it. I haven't entered this. I'm just keeping my eye on it. If the stock comes down, if it keeps on staying flat right there, holding this level, the stochastic will come down in the 4-hour here. So we'll see. It's just something I'm keeping an eye on. Tomo,
Jay, what are you thinking? Sorry, Jay, on the stock situation, are you thinking the same, that we need to wait for this 4-hour to really bottom out?
So what I'm watching is not the stock market. I'm watching the drivers of the stock market, which is a Dixie. Now the Dixie has got rejected at 104.50 and is currently on the 104 support. So I'm waiting to see if it breaks 104. That'll be obviously bullish for stocks and hopefully for crypto too. And with regards to the 10-year yield, we have massive resistance overhead, starting at 4.28%, and we have got rejected there on Fridays, and we have come down a bit. So if we carry on trending down in both the 10-year yield and the Dixie, that will be bullish for stocks, and I would assume hopefully crypto too.
Nice.
Cool. Jumping into Tomo. Tomo's been driving us all slightly mad. It had this ridiculously huge dump off last week. Apparently a whale got into profit taking. The only thing I could find that precipitated it. And that just started to cascade all the way down to this range, which is where it is right now. Is just go to show the small time frame so you can see it. It's pretty range bound between right off the 200-day moving average. You can see right there.
I think just highlight this 200-day, guys. You need to, again, I know we go on about it. For those that are new here, you're never going to hear us stop talking about this 200-day MA. Look how these alts respond to the 200-day MA. You can literally have a buy order on it in an example like that. I mean, that's ridiculous. That wick stopped me out yesterday. So I thought I was very smart in my Tomo, and it came and it stopped me out.
We were together.
Pity, because I had big ideas for Tomo. We were going to ride that thing high. Okay, so
like
resistance
the entrance, right?
now.
Are you talking about the entrance entering right over here, and then right up to the top of the range, and then that wick stopped? Yeah. Welcome to the club. So right now it is right up against pretty clear resistance. I got a trend line over here. I'm going to wait, because the question is it going to come up over, retest, and then go back into longing again, or are we going to break down and just simply keep range bounding? I'm voting right now with no reason to believe that. I think that trends continue until they stop. So right now I see this just continuing to range until something kicks in to push it up over resistance. So I'm just going to continue treating this as a range bound token. So sorry.
Is there a short
One
trigger
sec-
here for us? What are we looking for short
Yeah,
wise?
I've got a trend line here on the shorter time from the 15-minute. I'm gonna wait and see how it rejects here. It rejected a little bit off that candle, but it's pushing back up into it. If it rejects again right there and pushes back down, I'll try a short back down to the bottom of the range. But I'm gonna
Okay, and
wait for a little
what
bit.
size is that move to the range low?
The range though, the range is 7 to 8%. It's a good range. I mean, you
Yeah,
can write
that's
home about it.
nice. That's very nice.
It's been so with all these wicks right here, especially on the downside. That in this one, it hasn't done as much to the upside. So if we see good rejection here, it probably is a little more reliable than a long. So that's it. I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I'll post it in Discord with an alert on that trend line, and maybe we can all get in a short together.
Nice, guys. So in the Banter Discord, for those of you that don't know, we've got a whole lot of charts under sniper setups. You can go in there. We are trialing a new alarm system as well. So anytime I find like a nice area in there, I'm setting alarms for you guys. Hopefully it's going to ping through to you. We are testing it at the moment, so some of you might not get it. Bruce is running the Tomo charts in the Discord. When his entry pings, hopefully you're going to get pinged if you on the Discord, the Banter Discord. It's under sniper setups and the VIPs.
Yeah, what I've noticed is make sure that you turn alarms on all alarms on in that Discord section. That seems to be the key to make the alarm show up.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Bruce.
Yep. Cool. Yep, you're welcome.
Okay. Jay, are you short or are you long? And can you show us something?
Sorry, what were you saying?
What are you trading? We need to know.
Cardano.
This Cardano chart is looking very bullish all of a sudden. Hey, Jay. This candle.
It is.
Do you want to pull it up? Do you want to show us what you're doing there with Cardano?
So I looked around. I couldn't find anything. I was just trying to scan Twitter. I didn't see anything. So I don't know what people were going on about.
Look, I don't want to get too excited until it's past that 0.265 and then sort of starts forming support back in that trend.
It's at resistance now. I did start laddering in down the bottom at 25.72, around there. Sorry, a bit higher, 25.75. So my plan is obviously to ladder in some more once we get past that 26.50 and confirm it as support.
Okay, so let's look. Right now, it's like getting ultra bearish on support. We don't want to get ultra bullish at resistance either. So let's see how this thing plays out. But that is a nice looking candle. I've got Gala now pushing resistance that we know about. We've got Link pushing into resistance. I see there's comments in the chat talking about Render. Some of the guys are quite bullish on Render. Let's have a look at these comments in the chat there. I saw some comments about bullish divergence and things. Can you see that there, Craig? Okay, somebody's saying Capo posted in Telegram that Wales are ready to pump this to 27 to 28.
No, we can see charts. Okay.
Just reading in the chat there. Were there any comments in the chat there regarding Render? I saw somebody mention something, so if you could just check that for me. Yeah, is Render. So still at resistance for us, so we don't want to get too excited just yet. This is still a rejection area. Okay, so let's be patient with Render. Just pulling up the chats. Okay, and we need to look at Rune. Yes, we'll look at Rune. We'll look at Injective. Eddie says 4-hour Render bullish divergence. Jay, maybe you can check that for us while I'm looking at Rune. Let's pull up the rune chart. Okay, so rune, we're still waiting for this trend break. Let's clean this up. There's still a little bit of lower support that we need to be aware of for rune. Don't want to get too excited again. There's the 618 at 1.33. Definitely an area to watch. Anything down here. And then the 200-day is still quite a bit lower, guys. So just be patient with it. We might get that move lower. I think, again, it's going to be very dependent. Now, rune was a very big news trade, and it was hyped and it was pumped. I mean, it really went mad for a couple of days. Let's just see the size of this move we got out of rune, just to understand the scale of this whole thing. So this was on the 7th of August. It started 115%. So I would expect it to give up some more. Well, until they get the next catalyst. We need the next catalyst for rune, whatever that might be, to pump it hard. So just play the trend. Let's watch this trend for now. And this is the 4-hour. Okay, let's look for some order blocks here. It's a nice order block down here at the 618, 1.337. So I still prefer lower for rune. So it's either going to be a break up for me and a retest, and then maybe it will be a tight stop long then on that retest. Or if we get downside, I'll probably have a go at 1.34 or at the 200-day 1.28. Those are my sort of preferred long zones. The trend long is always like my secondary option. I feel like I've often missed the main move with the trend, but obviously we still long these trend breaks.
I had a short mapped out on rune, and it has rejected quite a strong resistance.
You want to take us through it there quick, Chris?
Well, I didn't get the trade because I wasn't home in front of my PC, but I can show you guys. It's too late to take the trade. It wicked into the area. I can show you on my chart if you want.
Okay, yeah, if you want to show us, yeah, just get it ready there. There's a question on Arbitrum. So Arbitrum is just interesting because there's no more support after this. 0.916. We don't know where we're going. Look at this. So, I mean, I call it price discovery in reverse, but I mean, we're going back to launch prices here if this area is lost. So you can do the support buys, assuming that this is now the low for Arbitrum. You could play the trend. You could play this trend break. If you get this short, if this thing loses this area and pushes back up, I think this is going to be a lovely short, guys. I really think it will be a nice opportunity here because this is going to be nice resistance. So I think you need to be patient either way. If you didn't get this deep pullback here, the 0193 buy, let it play out. Let it break trend. Let's look for the retest. There's time here. Look at the size of this move. It's 13%. Once you get some support in that trend break. So watch it. I mean, it could be a move. It's Arbitrum and optimism. People like that. The research guys do like these. If things turn south, we lose that.
Yeah.
We push up.
I mean, Arbitrum never had a good run at a go. Not that it's going to have a full on go now, but I mean, it really, in terms of a investment, I'm not talking leverage trading. I think there's something there.
Yeah, I think it's something you need. Arbitrum and optimism in your bag for the next bull run, huh? I think we need to get rid of some of the old, wipe the dust off those old ones and throw them away, and move into these. There was a question about IMX, guys. If you've got any charts or you're ready to show something, just interrupt me and you can jump in whenever you're ready. Let's do IMX here. A lot going on here. How's this move? Remember, we were trading this thing, Craig, a long time ago.
Yeah, still love the token. I still think it's definitely one of my coins I want to bag. I haven't bagged it yet, but need more cash, but definitely. If you believe in the Ethereum narrative, I mean, this is layer 2 for games, gaming and NFTs on Ethereum. So low gas fees in that and lots of development on it. So, I mean, as an investor, it actually looks like it's, from an investment perspective, mind you, that stock is quite high, but I mean, we're pretty low, aren't we? Maybe look at it on Qcoin where it's got much more history. But mind you, I think we're looking at the same thing.
Okay, so it's found a support base. So for traders, there's your support. Investment wise, again, that's a different type of discussion, I suppose. We look for sort of leverage situations, slightly riskier moves, but when you DCAing, like Craig's saying, you look for like solid areas and you can just buy as you go down. With regards to a leverage trading situation, I'd say this is support that you can work with. And then we had that major
big
trend.
picture. Yeah, let's see the big picture.
Look at that. I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh my God.
Yeah.
8.9.
Yeah.
Who bought the top?
And I was trading up in that area. I was trading all the way from 2 up into the 6, 7, 8 zone.
Jeez. But I remember when it launched.
Solid protocol there. No question about it for me. What's the fib on that thing from the bottom? Looks interesting. Might be my 886. That'll get me very keen interested.
Okay, let me pull this fib here. It smells like an 886. It really does.
Smells like it.
Let's see.
I can see it.
Okay, so guys, Craig likes an 886. You're not going to really see it often on my charts.
Oh, look at that.
But you can see why he likes it. Look at that.
Whoa, I told you, bro.
He's got his very own science there.
Craig, that 886 has helped me a lot of times, actually.
That is a fib level. That is a true fib level, bro.
Okay, well, look at that bounce, so that's cool. That's very cool.
That's actually got me interested, I have to say. I think I've got to start buying some of these. I love 886.
This is the weekly, though.
Yeah, that's what we want. I mean,
it's 8% down, but yeah, if you're buying spot and you're investing, this is a weekly area. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
We're getting a breakout on ApeCoin right now.
Oh, really? Let's put it up, and then I see we got someone talking about Injective as well. We need to deal with Injective. I think Injective needs to actually come a bit lower.
I'm eyeing a potential short that could play out in a day or so on XRP.
Okay, do you want to get that ready for us there, Chris?
Sure.
There's a new trend line there. Yeah, if you draw a trend line from August 20th.
Like that, boys. Okay, so there's your breakout. So I like the support.
Got a high there.
Pullbacks, I like that. 1.37. And then this should be nice retest support here. 1.43. So look, assuming it doesn't now run away with things, if it starts pulling back, I want to see this 1.43 retest. That could be your buy. So if we get that, that could be a very nice opportunity there. Normally this pop like this is often just a squeeze, and then it comes back down, and then you can buy it. Okay, I see a 382 there. Watch that. Okay, nice. Let's look at Injective. Somebody was asking for Injective there. So Injective just feels like it's had its day now and it's starting to bleed out. I mean, you can see the market's nice and green and Injective is melting down. So I like this zone. I was saying in Discord earlier, I see I didn't put an alarm here. I must put an alarm here. 6.48, somewhere around there in that area, I think will be quite nice. I think you can get a nice bounce there. And then the ultimate zone is down here now, 5.5. It'll take a lot of BTC weakness to get to 5.5, I think, but it's not off the table. So, if you see a situation with BTC melting down, you want to make sure this is highlighted on your chart for Injective so that you can get that timing right when BTC starts falling over, you can get injective at 5.5. Could be a good one. And then that looks like a nice range move. Look at that. Look at the size of that. 75%. So yeah, I think this could be a good one. Jay, you like it down here. Eh? It was 5.5, I think was your secret area. When we were talking a few weeks back. But it just looks like a nice range move here. So temporary bounce down there. I think the big one will be down here, 5.5. Craig, do you think VET is dead is the question?
Listen, I've never, people have spoken about VET forever, but to me, it's just never done anything. I'm not saying not a trade, no problem. If we're talking investment, I gave up that whole, I love the idea of it, logistics. And as we spoke the other day, there's so few projects that ever came to life with an actual product, and so that's my thoughts on VET. Supply chain management sounds amazing, everything, but just never done anything. So trading, sure. But
look, we've had some interesting discussions with some people, and the sentiment is basically like, forget about the old coins that we thought were cool in 2021 that we were riding, and focus on the new stuff. And it's actually a mental shift for us because we like almost emotionally attached to some of these things.
It is hard because you look at the Cardanas. You hear me bagging Cardano last week and Dot and they've just never done anything. But then I hear good things about Cardano again. So it is difficult. But I do think once we go into the new cycle, there are going to be new tokens. And, we really, the immutable X's. Okay, it's not new, but it's newish. But new token, I think the big tokens are either still to be launched, or they're new. Optimism, Arbitrum, these things are just never been tested in a bull run,
Yeah, for me, I'll definitely drop like the ADAs and some of those and switch it out for Optimism, Arbit from those guys. We got to get stuck into the SUI as well and the SCIs and those type of things. Somebody asked for a Kush network. All I've got for you is horizontal here for now. If we get a bounce, we'll probably look for that sort of head and shoulders situation. So you might get something like that. Let's see how it plays out. But yeah, right now, all I've got is that. So you're either going to play the trend break and support, or you want to play the support down there. That's if you want to be long, obviously. It would be very nice if we lose this. That would be awesome. So just like we buy the support on a break, you sell the resistance on a loss of big support. Okay, so we know that's big support. So sell that resistance test. Lose it, push it back up, you can sell that guy. Pharaoh says he's been using the 886. Okay, so injective we've covered, guys. You want to see Matic? Okay, let's look at Matic. XRP. Oh, Chris is doing XRP for us. Somebody's asking for XRP. Chris, can you do that?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, guys.
When you're done there.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Okay, this XRP. So on XRP, I think we're lining up to retest the 536 level, which held as a resistance for a very long time. Then we had the bullish news on XRP, and we've literally come straight back and smashed below it again. So I'm looking for a retest here on a lower time frame to come back, which will also line up with the 786 into this zone here. I'd like, we can already see that we're getting some weakness on the chart. If I put the 100-day, so we came back, we retested the 100-day. So even just between the two moving averages, you've got about a 7% move. So I'm looking at this for XRP. If we can retest into that 786, tight stop loss just above these wicks over here. But how I'm looking to play this though is I want to see how the price moves. If we get a sort of a pump up, then look at it as a squeeze and see if the candles are closing weak, and then take the entry, not just have an open order. to short it back down to the 200-day. And when we get down to the 200-day, if we can break the longer time frame trend, then I think we could see XRP coming to try and kind of get some of these unclaimed orders down here.
Yeah, it feels like it has to come back there. It feels wrong to leave it like that. Jay, what do you think about a wick like that, huh?
Liquidity grab.
They must come back a little bit though, huh?
Yeah.
So for me, the safer order is not really on this in this area over here, but we're already showing weakness. So if we can get a pump up into the fib over here, then that's where I'm looking at a potential short to then write it down, and I'll look at the other prices and maybe close it on the 200 if we look to find support there, or write it down. But that's the current setup that I'm looking at from XRP.
Okay. So just an update from sorry, carry on.
No, I'm done. I was just going to show that ruin chart that I was the way I was looking at it was that we broke and we didn't break this resistance area. So I set up an alert on the 50 coming down. I set up the trade, but it didn't come through. Well, I wasn't yet taken. So we actually wicked into it. So I love looking at the higher time frame where the major resistance zones are, and if I can tie that into a lower time frame fib or resistance areas, how it's currently playing with the price, then that gives me a better entry. So it would have worked perfectly, but unfortunately didn't get it. I think I was talking to the guys on the Discord earlier about this.
But again, just a solid rejection area, and you know, we need to understand them. Just like we don't want to get too bearish on supports, you don't want to get too bullish into resistance. You're going to pay the price more often than not. Cool. Let's update some of the things where we are. So Gala is still at resistance. Okay, it's rejecting a little bit. Let's pull up some charts here for you guys. I think Filecoin might actually be a nice short opportunity here. Okay, so CAS is at resistance, waiting for a trend break. Okay, there's no move yet. ADA rejecting, so it still hasn't claimed that high. I like this as a short opportunity here. We've rejected there. It can be a very, very low risk situation. There's a candle up there. There's a 0.45% now. Okay, if it's going to reject, that's a very tight stop. Let's see how that rejection goes. Rune is rejecting still, like you've covered. Filecoin rejecting here. This could be an opportunity. Jay, do you like this one? I just like this this resistance here, but we got to watch this candle here. Jay, you there?
Yeah. 618.
618 power works both ways, guys. Okay, you can see it's fighting this area. It wants to push it. Wants to push. So what I'd say we need to look for, it'll fake out there. That's what we need to see. It'll just clean up these stops here, and then we can send it.
If you just open it up, just have a look at those candles. In the last few 1 hour candles there, I just want to have a look there. You can see the body of the candles in the middle. So you've got buyers and sellers trying to fight there all at the same time. So as you say, major resistance there.
There's a lot happening here, guys. It could be exciting though. You could get that pop, and then they just flush out those stops and they come down. But again, the longs aren't here into resistance. Okay, the longs are break, support.
Yeah.
Let it come back. Let's confirm that this is now support. We don't want a situation where it rips up and then it just rips back down. You're going to get yourself hurt there. Let's have an update on DOT as well. Sui still holding out here. I love the 786 and horizontal. So that's still all right. Near cooking, eh? Near an AD and near an AVAX. What's that? Both layer ones. Dot as well. Layer one. It's almost like the party's coming back here. Let's look at dot. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Dana's in that same Graham, hey? That same group.
ADA, yeah, they all look good. ADA, AVAX, dot, all showing some aggression here. Okay, we want to see this thing hold now. Let's see how it goes. 4.5. Let's look at BTC. BTC's flat. Nothing yet. I mean, they could easily just continue this for a few more days, just up, down, up, down. We just get flushed wherever we go. So we really want to see this. We really want that, or we want them to get it over with, right? They must just do what they need to do so we can carry on with our lives. Okay, Aave still pushing this trend. DYDX waiting. Okay, let's take a few more from the crowd there. Guys, you want to see Phantom? JJ, I always get burnt on file. Yeah, file's a bit of a tricky one, but it can reward you. Can reward you. Might be nice like file, you have a slow burner, low leverage type situation. Just buy it in good areas and just wait. One day you wake up and it's 50% up. BLZ. Let's do BLZ. I think that BLZ trade is over now. It stopped listening to the 618s. It's talking to 786s now. It's getting a bit tired.
I think you have to look at these, as I always call it, that popcorn effect, you know, where it's literally like the bees rush off, they work with a token and then either they know where the top is and they just short it and let it go to hell, or they just move on, you know. So be careful that there's suddenly in these projects, there's nothing in these projects suddenly magical happening. It's just the bees are gone there, you know.
So, I mean, this is a prime example. I think it's time to move on from Blue Zell. I don't think we're going to get these type of moves like we had before. I think they've done what they needed to do there. LPT, fundamentally, I know nothing about this thing, but also it was a weekend pump. We got to see where they send it now. It was a weekend pump, guys. That's actually a nice thing. Carry on. Sorry.
Like AMB is now the big one today. What the hell's AMB?
So, guys, a nice thing to do on weekends is to spot these things that are pumping on weekends. And you can try and pick up these shorts on a Sunday. Like that often happens. They just pump these tokens and there's nothing to hold it up at the end of the weekend. And you can get your shorts in. You need to go hunting though. AMB, Craig, is this it?
Yeah, it's on 35% today, even where it is now. Check it from the bottom for the day. I mean, to the wick, to that wick. It's mad.
96%. Look, I wouldn't do anything here now. Wow.
But you are getting to SR line. You know, can you even work with that bloody fib like that? I don't know. You're on an SR line, and maybe this is where the bees are going to go next. You know, to fill that gap is huge.
Look, these things scare the shit out of me when you get these cells like this.
Not the bars like
just
that.
Feels.
Do the cell shit just shout, or the bars excited?
No, when you get these cells like this, I don't like buying because I don't like buying this because they just sell it so hard. I don't like buying it. It just feels like you're gonna get wrecked. When it moves up like that, I get nervous. This is the next area. If you know anything about Ambrosis, whatever that is, 77 guys. That could be your long area if you want to give it a crack over there.
But as I say, it's
not a buy.
It's literally this popcorn effect where they decide this is the coin. You know, we had it with LPT, we had it with all these blue zells, we had it with Tomo, we've had it, you know.
Susan Johnson wants to know, could we have access to a replay for a couple of days? Susan, I think these videos are available on YouTube these days.
The Discord.
You can look.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're on the YouTube for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, let's look at Sui and Tara. We've got questions for Sui and Tara.
I think
Otto
Sui's,
really
although I
wants to
entered
see
just
Sui.
now, I only went in with a bit, but I think we now are starting to get, we now are starting to get to, if it's going to bounce, we are starting to get there now. Yeah, look at your box.
Yeah, it's fine. Support, it's hanging. Let's see. I like the 618 as a target up here. And it's just it's a classic support buy. You know, if this market turns, it should turn with it. And we're just chasing the retest. We're not sending it to the moon. We're just chasing the retest of trend. And then you can get your next trade, which could be a short. Banter bubbles, nice and green on the hour. Nice and red on the day.
Now, guys, you need to
videos.
use Banter bubbles. I mean, that is such a big resource. I mean, it really is building up to be an amazing product. I assume everyone here knows that at 9:15 South African time, I know the Americans are fast asleep in the morning, so 9:15 South Africa in the morning. If you go into Banter bubbles, you can join our research call, and I've always said, like, it's probably one of the most valuable Zoom calls you could possibly be on, you know.
Yeah, I mean the stuff that's covered in these research calls, guys.
Crazy.
I think
You've
it's
got
limited
full-time
numbers,
researchers from around the
but,
world putting through the ideas in the morning. You know, I mean, it's incredible.
No, I mean, there's tokens there that get dropped in there as well, ideas, that sort of thing. But you got to listen carefully, obviously. Somebody asked for super. So
Banter Bubbles Zoom calls is on Banter Bubbles. You just go onto Banter Bubbles, and then there's a newsroom on the right-hand corner, and you click on that. I don't call every day, but my boss would not like it. Yeah, I'm sure.
so we got a descending squeezy vibe going down into the support. I know there was a hack or something on super. What was the story? His account got hacked. People stole money. There's always some kind of drama going on. Just be careful of this squeeze lower, you know. But this is support for now. So the best way to play this is that situation. Just play the trend. Just wait for it to change. Put your alarm on. If super is something you like to trade, just play the trend. Just be safe there.
Cardano's got above 2650, just slightly, waiting for a retrace there.
Oh, this thing's looking bullish.
Yes, sir.
It is very. But Jay, you've been on this since this morning. You always got that.
Where did you find? Where did you hear about this, Jay?
Secret.
This morning he was on it.
What do you mean secret?
No, you're looking
why
at AVAX.
Why is ADA pumping?
We're looking at AVAX there, but we're talking Cardano.
This is AVAX. Look at ADA. I mean, AVAX is going too. Yes.
Banter Bubbles is banterbubbles1word.com.
So these layer ones are, look at dots going. I think this is a long year, guys. There's your support. They're buying here. We could ride it to that trend here. You want the support to hold. So this is 4.5 that we were looking at. Okay, this is 4 hour.
I'm just seeing so many people here didn't know about the research call. Yeah, so the entire Banter team, we've always had the research call where we prep all the shows for the day, and all the researchers come together from all around the world, 9:15 a.m. South African time. It's now been made live on Banter Bubbles. It's basically, it's one of the paid products, but you can get it free until the end of September. So hey, go for it, guys.
Dylan, when you finish here, I just want to go over the Dixie, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please. And I want you to tell us why you were trading ADA this morning. Why are you watching ADA out of everything?
Because,
I mean, me and Craig were trading.
I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet around Cardano setup and their bullish divergence in higher time frames. So for me, it looked quite good.
Okay. Will you share that tweet with us next time, Jay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Clips is
Guys,
saying
you want me to
that,
pull up the Dixie? Or are you going to pull it up?
someone's saying
Jack?
in the chat that ADA just had a conference. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but normally
which
that's a
one that
dump
is.
after the conference. But saying that, look at Altcoin Daily's video this morning. As I say, I watched it just because I've got such a dislike for ADA, and I had a little bit of time while I was driving from the freezing cold swim, so I thought let me listen to Charles Hodgkinson. And I have to say, you know, you always have to look at these things with an unbiased hat, and I have to say it impressed me. I really do.
Craig, don't date it, don't marry it, just trade it.
No, I'm thinking of marrying this one, Brew. I think it's a long-term, Brew. I think this is a
GRT.
marry one, Brew.
Guys, GRT, look at the 618 power again. Do we do the lecture again on the 618 fib for anyone that's not using it? It's got to be part of your tools. You have to use the 618 and sometimes use Craig's 886. But the 618, the 200-day MA, guys, it delivers time and time again. This is
But I don't
GRT.
understand.
Just pick
What
your
I don't
favorite.
understand is why don't you on your one fib line, on your one fib retracement, just have the 236, the 618, and the 886 all marked out all the time?
It's too much
I
noise.
mean,
For me,
okay.
my tools are 382,
Yeah.
618,
618.
786. That gets me through life.
Okay. 786
But
is
I
so
agree.
close, but not close enough to 886.
It's like having all those MAs. Like you can have a 20 MA, 10, like all those things. I can't deal with all the chaos on my screen. So I use the ones that work best for me. But I mean, guys, the 618, the 200-day MA, you need this in your life. You have to have this in your life.
Well, you know, we're going to move off of that 200-day at some point, and then it's going to become another moving average. That's the reality. Then we'll start
find
looking at
it,
the 50-day. We'll find it. But there is an
Yeah.
MA that works at every period in time, and you just got to be on that one. And right now, it's the 200-day.
Yeah. But guys, there's opportunities all over the place. You got to plan it beforehand. You can see that GRT. Let's just use this as an example, okay? So you can see I've worked on this GRT chart. We've highlighted areas that we like. Okay, but don't have like 50 charts like me. Have like 5 or 6 that you watch and just work them every day and keep your areas and your bounce zones and play that. Like I missed GRT because I'm dealing with 50 charts. But what a perfect move off the 618. It's so good. You can chase it to trend here for TP and then exit or wait for it to break and see what happens. So you just have a few, play with them. You get to learn, find the ones that respond best to the 618s and the 382s. You get some that randomly don't do so well, but you get some that just, they play to the music. It's just beautiful.
So before you wrap up, I've got a bit of a degen play, hey?
Okay, I'm doing Tron, and then give us a degen play.
You're not going to like this one, Bruce. This is a degen NFT play. But I have to put it out there because this thing comes off. I can't say, well, I'd heard
put it
about
out
it,
there,
never told my
guys.
community.
Put it out. Put it out.
I can't tell you that I heard. I haven't bought it, but I'm wondering. We'll see what the community say when you show them.
Okay, let's see what happened to Tron here. Support, lost support. Look here, retest. There's your short pair of underpants, whatever this thing looks like. I don't even know what to call this shape. V-shaped recovery there. So look here, right now we've got resistance here. Tron's a tricky one because of what's behind it and who runs the show there. Yeah, it's a tricky one, guys. It's like BNB as well. You're never going to know the real story there. You're never going to know why it's holding up, why it's dumping. Yeah, these fibs aren't talking to me either. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of trading Tron that much, really. I don't think I ever have in my life. All I've got here is resistance. Okay, how do you want to play Tron? If it breaks up, look for support, then go. There's support there as well, sitting under this band here. I'm just not like a massive fan. And then your bigger area is this 200-day region down here. That's obviously nice if you get that. So if something happens and it pulls back down, you get this horizontal and you get the 200-day. That could be really fun, that one. But yeah, Tron, not my best thing.
So we've got dot retesting SR flip for a potential big move up, 30-minute chart.
Yes, I think this is the long year. This is it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm longing dot. Okay. My stop is going to be under this candle. Okay, so let's go dot. So my stop is going to be 4.49. I'm going to put my stop. 100x leverage. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do 100x leverage. Okay. And then my stop is under that candle, 4.49. Okay, there we go.
Live research. Everyone's asking, guys. Okay, I'll just show you quickly on this thing. Well, when Dylan gives me this thing. But Dylan, I mean, you said you didn't like Tron because of who?
The way they are, the dynamics of that whole thing. I just stay away.
Not because of Justin.
Justin's son. Well, I know he's always like there's naughty behavior there all the time. I just don't want to get caught up in it on the wrong side of it.
Well, the DJ player I'm going to show you has also got a naughty player behind it. But let me just show you quickly. Let me just quickly show you Banter bubbles. Where are we? Here. Just tell me you can see it on the screen. My internet's not the fastest yet. Can you see or not?
It says you started sharing.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Banter Bubbles. So it's just banterbubbles.com. You can actually log into Banter Bubbles. I can't remember where the log. I don't see where the login. Maybe it's under here somewhere. But anyway, you can search here bubbles by the hour, and I actually use this a lot. So Banter Bubbles was kind of a development off of Crypto Bubbles. We did approach them about doing the development for us. They didn't want to do it, so we went on our own. We had 2 meetings with them, rejected both times. But you can look at hourly candles, you can look at daily, you can look at weekly, you can run filters over here, and you can even create your own portfolio. So to me, it's an incredible tool, a little tool to use, and you can create your portfolio in here. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was here, this thing here, the newsroom. You just go here at 9:15 a.m. and then you can literally go into the newsroom and listen to the call 9:15 a.m. But the other nice thing about Banter Bubbles, if you pick up a particular coin, and let's just actually use this. Let's go and find where's Cardano on here. This will be an interesting one. Where's ADA? Where are we?
It should be up. I mean, that thing's absolutely ripping.
It's on the bottom left.
It's on the where?
Bottom left. ADA.
Bottom left. Okay, ADA. So if you click on the actual token, and then you sign in. Now you have to sign in with your Twitter account, but you get full access to the chats. There's people chatting here. You can again look at charting on the coin to give you a quick view. So before going to your exchange and everything, you can go and have a quick look. You can look at I think this shows the exchanges that actually run it. But the discussion part, if you sign in, you can contribute to the chat and you can see what people are saying. And you can see these chats are active. So this is a really, really good research tool, guys. Don't ignore this thing. And as I say, in the mornings, you literally just click on the newsroom over here. It'll add you to the calendar. It brings up the research call, and you can ask questions or put ideas into the research call. And a couple of guys have actually got jobs at Banter through contributing to the research. So if that's really what floats your boat, then go for it. So there's lots of comment, but that's where you get the newsroom. So that's the one thing I wanted to show you. The second one now, Bill, this is DJ and Play, bro. This is DJ and Play. Are you ready for this, Dylan?
When Craig starts warning you, then you know it's really.
Are you ready, bro? Are you ready, bro? Okay, let's start sharing. Just tell me when you can see the screen.
Oh,
I can see it, but it's burning my eyes.
Okay, so this is Donald Trump. These trading cards got launched in December of last year, and these things went freaking mad. Okay, well, obviously they've gone pouring down now in price. So it's on OpenSea, but the Polygon, I'll put the link in for you. I'm still like half wondering whether we buy it. So we're looking at a floor price now of about 0.1749, which is about $280, working it out correctly, of Donald Trump pictures, should you like to buy an NFT of Donald Trump. You can see the beautiful images here. But the play is this, and this is how it came across my path today, is that guys are picking are going now for it. Let me just go into the analytics so you can see the chart. They're going into these collector cards now because of let's give me the all-time. It's under activity. You can get the all-time. Basically, you can pick these things up quite cheap now, but they're still $288 for a picture of Donald Trump. However, if he becomes president, and that's the big if, they reckon this thing is going to moon. And that's the price chart. This is what's known as the floor price. That's the cheapest of the market. You can see where we are. We're coming off of pretty much a low. And the DJ play people are scooping these up. I'm still like wondering, can I actually do this? I don't know, but I don't want this thing to go to the moon one day. And I'll tell you guys, I saw this.
Look, it's fun. You know, if you've got
actually also move. They'll actually also moon if he goes to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. So I'm not joking when I say guys are seriously now starting to stack these things up. So Trump is anti-crypto. I think he had something to do with these cards. I mean, I'm not sure, but there we go.
I heard he did.
Well, it moves in one way or the other. It's either presidency or prison. So either way,
yeah, but both of them will make it. Both of them will make it valuable.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, if you took this AVAX when it was breaking here, when we were talking about it earlier, this guy, this is a TP zone. If it rejects, we're going to get a beautiful retest here, hopefully, to somewhere around there that we need to look out for. So let's see. There's a 618 down here. Okay, so these are your retest zones. So if you missed the AVAX from earlier, if it gets a rejection, and the market stays bullish like this, I mean, we haven't seen candles like this in days. I mean, I don't even know how to deal with this mentally. So here it comes, you know. So if we get this rejection, let's look for support bars at 10.2 and then at 10.15, 10.16 is a support bar area. And then again, eyes on BTC every single time. Like today, we had BTC melting down into the 618 and we saw SUI that we took on the 786. Okay, they tie in together. There's always a level somewhere where they're talking to each other. So you always just keep your eyes on BTC, see what it's doing, and just get a feel for what's going on. And then again, when BTC is pushing into resistance, don't get overexcited, you know, because look, at some point this is going to blow. At some point it's going to break. We just don't know when. Just be careful. Look at these sells whenever it hits these resistance zones. Look how they start selling here. So just be aware of that when it gets up there. We want to see the break. This return here took, I think it took 12 hours or something. So we had the break. It was very hard. You know, you wait, try and be disciplined. You get that pullback eventually. Then you get that buy. And, you know, the idea is the support buys work more often than not, obviously. So we want it to break. We want to get that support buy, and then we can unleash those alts properly. And then we should get a nice move. We should get a nice few days of some green candles. But when that's going to happen, we don't know. We could easily just reject here again. They could easily come back down here. So again, always, whatever you're doing, eyes on BTC, especially with these type of guys, AVAX, ADA, Link, Uni, the ones that talk to BTC all the time. You've got to keep your eyes on them.
We should check our dot
Blur.
trade
How's
again.
this candle? Yeah, dots firing. So yeah, guys, I mean, the idea is just it's a break and it's a support buy. Okay, so you don't want to get caught in these long candles because then your stops just become so deep and you can really get hurt. So, you know, you really just got to sometimes just have to be patient. Again, there's no guarantee dot's now going to shoot off and moon itself. But I think, you know, if the market stays bullish, I like this trend as an area, and then I like the 618 up there. If not, if we start pulling back, I'm going to look for this area support again. The reason being, it was so much resistance for us. Okay, so we want to now see it come back here, hold this area. Anywhere in this region would be a nice support, buy. They might come and try and wick you 4.4, 4.35, something like that. They might try that. But we want to see the support hold now for the next move up. And then we go level by level. We want to chase this range to the 618. And when we're there, we deal with that. Same story all over. Sure, it's fun. I'm loving these sessions with the action. How's this ADA? It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, also, Jill, if we break, Sui's about to break very small, but there's a horizontal line here in the 15 or 5 minutes. And if we break that up,
okay, I'm going to pull it up now. So guys, there's an alarm set here. It should ping you on Discord. So if ADA hits this area, this is now resistance. This would be a great short opportunity. Again, 0.27. If we zoom out, let's see why. We zoom out, we've got a horizontal, we've got trend, and let's see if we've got a fib there as well. Let's see where we can pull a fib from. Let's try that one. Okay, it's not tying in with a fib just yet, but I like this area, horizontal and trend. Okay, that's a TP zone if you're long. It's a resistance area. We're going to look for a rejection there. If it breaks trend and gets support, it's great support for the move up to that 618. Okay, so we go step by step here. Okay, cool. AVAX, I mean, Arve, we might get this break today as well. This candle's looking nice. Let's see how it goes.
Bitcoin's going back up, that's why.
So that BTC moving.
Bitcoin, yeah, moving. I'm just moving back up to where it was.
Okay, so don't now's not your RV long, guys. Let it break, let it drift back down. There's your buy there. And then if it loses that, you probably get another shot over there. That's what we're gonna aim for. Okay. Cool. So yeah, let's hope maybe BTC breaks this 382 tonight. We can have a fun 24 hours. Let's see how we go.
Can I show that Dixie chart quickly?
Sorry, Jay, please.
Cool. So the Dixie is the strength of the US dollar against a basket of other fiat currencies. And if we go and have a look at last year as an example, I'm just going to go back to the beginning of January last year, where the stock market and the crypto market started coming down. So the behavior of the Dixie from there, we went from 94 right up to 115, almost 115 by the end of September last year. So a Dixie or a strength of the US dollar that's getting stronger is not positive for stock market, it's negative. Whereas we found resistance in October last year and started trending down. And from that time, the stock market performed very well. But we did have issues in the crypto market, and we know crypto market's much more riskier than stock market. It didn't perform as strong as a stock market. But nonetheless, we did see that move up in the crypto market this year, coming from that 15,500 level all the way up to 31K. But if we go and zoom now into the last month or so, at the middle of July, we came down to a low here, a current low of 99.5. And since then, we've been in an uptrend. And we have now broken a resistance line that is coming from the 1st of December last year. So we've had multiple touches there. December, we had another touch on the 9th of March, another one on the 30th of May, and we broke out here on the 24th of August. Now we've hit the first major resistance area between 104 and 104.50. And it looks like we have got rejected there at 104.50, but it's come down to the bottom of the range resistance now at 104. What I am looking for in the next day or so is a possible break of this 104 to come down and retest that previous resistance line, which will be now acting as support. So I'm looking for a move down to 103.50. So that will be positive for both stock and for crypto market where this Dixie hopefully comes down. So I'm looking for that there. And if I just have a look at the, and I'm going to go to the 8 hour, I am specifically looking at, was it the 8 hour or the 12 hour? It was the 12 hour. So the RSI on the 12 hour is telling me something, and it is higher time frames. If I look at the date of the 23rd of August compared to now, the RSI was higher on the 23rd of August versus now, yet the DXY is higher. This is bearish divergence on the 12 hour. So it's telling me that there's a possibility of a reversal here, and we can currently see there is reversal. So that is another confluence is telling me that this could possibly play out. If we go down and have the look at the 10-year yield before we close off, remember last week we already got rejected at this area between 4.3 and 4.4. And we have come down, we have come back up again to retest the break of the bottom of the range resistance at 4.3. It has got rejected as trending down. So same as the DXY, I'm looking at a possible move to the downside here to come and test this next support area between 4 and 4.1. And if you remember last week, I don't know if I spoke about it, there was also a bearish divergence also on the 10-year yield, where the 3rd of August RSI was higher than the 21st of August, yet the 10-year at that time was higher than the 3rd of August. So this was bearish divergence, also indicating a possibility of reversal, what we've already seen. So if we do see further downside of the 10-year yield and the DXY, I do see some more upside, specifically in the stock market, and also hopefully we will see a bit of a bounce to the upside in the crypto market. So keep an eye on the Dixie and keep an eye on the 10-year yield there.
Okay, lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, so guys, just in closing, thanks, Jay. That was awesome. All eyes on this BTC range, 1 hour range. Again, it's plugging this resistance, hitting the 382. We want that break. Then everything is going. I can see the market's getting a little bit excited. Maybe they're saying this time is different, but we got to let it break. Just be patient with it. We had a nice move on AVAX. ADA looks crazy. DOT should hold this area. If things are going to remain bullish, DOT should hold. Yeah, RV, wait for that break, wait for that retest. File is still at resistance. So if you bearish, this is your short zone for file. Okay, it's still a resistance area. Near, let's take a look at near quickly. Yeah, near's broken up. So near, we want that support for near 1.18. You want support for near to hold 1.18. That should be a nice move up. Yeah, Rune hasn't broken trend yet, still waiting. AVAX, we've covered for the buy areas. Uni rejected 618. Link still rejecting at $6. Yeah, so patience, watch BTC. Let's look for that break. If it reverses here in this area, we got some more alt weakness. We're going to look for those support buys again. That's it from me, guys. I don't know if Craig, Bruce, Dave, you got anything to add?
No, we're good. We're good.
Guys, thanks. That was fun as usual. We'll do it
Thank
tomorrow
you.
again.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Amazing day, guys. Amazing evening.
Thanks,
Cheers, everybody.
everybody.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.